Hey everyone, we're back, and we actually delivered on our promise to give you Love is Blind UK Season 3 on time. We're here
Yay! Go
only,
us.
what, five, like literally released on Wednesday. We're only doing the pods for you right now. Just a teaser, guys. You're not, I don't think any, did anyone, they dropped 8 episodes. Anyway, this is
Yeah.
Love Blind. We talk about reality television, dating shows, and dating advice and stuff. And I'm Neil. I'm here with my co-host Shelly,
Hey, everyone.
and we're back, baby. It's Love is Blind season. We can officially, there's 2 Love is Blind season. Well, maybe, I think, because I think they now time UK both, like, always to show up right before US now. So, like, we got 2 in a row, back to backs now. Twice
Nice. We're
a
going to
year.
be busy for a bit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, because we've got American Love is Blind, Boston, coming in hot sometime in September, October. I don't think they've released the date yet, but right after this, it's coming.
Right after
It's
this,
coming,
I think.
y'all.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
But they dropped 8 episodes on us. Eight full hour chunks, no commercials. That's just brute if you have no commercials. And so
Yeah.
I keep forgetting some people don't do that on Netflix. They have commercials on Netflix. It's like the one I don't, but it's a lot. It's very different. I think
It's very
this is
different. Yeah.
a very different show.
Yeah. It feels less chaotic. It feels calmer.
Yeah,
There's nobody well, that's not true, but there's very few people that I'm like against, I guess. That I'm
yeah.
like,
There's not
I
any
don't,
like
yeah.
total jerk like
Yeah.
losers. There's no crazy. Like it's all
Yeah.
very, and maybe that's just British sensibility. Maybe just the British are like, we're sophisticated, we're classy, we're not those American,
Yeah.
reality pop TV stars. We're trying to be demure over here. And so, yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's a lot less craziness, so a lot less drama.
Yeah.
So it makes it
And
more
I
watchable.
don't like, I think last season of Love is Blind US, like all the guys, most of the guys were, but this season I'm like, oh, I actually like most of the guys. I think a lot of them are very decent.
Yeah, I think they have a pretty good pool to pick from. I think my problem partially is like a lot of them are just the same guy to me again. It's like the Minnesota season again, where I'm like, some of these guys are just the same haircut and beard. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you just took 3 guys with the exact same like look and style and you just put them in there, like, one of them will get chosen. I think several of them actually got chosen, but I'm going to have a real problem. Some of these people I'm just not going to remember. I'm going to
Yeah.
call them the wrong person over and over and over. So,
Yeah.
I apologize in advance to any of you.
I do remember all our couples. Past that, like, there's a lot of people I don't know
Yeah,
anybody that's
so I'm
outside
looking
the
at my
couple.
little dashboard, and like for instance, I feel so we didn't see all these people either. Like I looked through the pictures
Yeah.
while I was downloading them, but like there's a guy named George who basically is the exact same almost as AJ and Jordan. They're basically all 3 the same guy if you're looking at their pictures. And then yeah, they all just, and then I mean some of the women are look similar, I guess, but like I don't know, it's a uniquely guy scenario, like in Minnesota where there's like, well, I guess there were 2 women in Minnesota that missed up, but like, yeah, the guys in Minnesota, I was just like, I don't know, indescript white guy number 2, I guess, whatever that guy was. These guys have a little more personality, but I will
Yeah.
say, I think we're gonna, I don't know, do we want to? I thought the show's good. I think it
I
seems
liked
more
it.
authentic, right?
Yeah. I thought everyone was super attractive. So it made for less of a surprise when they met each other
Oh yeah,
after
there
getting
was
engaged. But
very few disparate attractiveness levels on this season. Like if you look through their pictures, you're like, come on, get out of here. Who are you? You're like,
yeah,
So yeah, I think they're all very attractive.
yeah. I like this season. I don't know. I'm invested. I think it's their accents. And I started, when I'm watching it, like when I'm binging it, I start thinking in British, like in a British accent. I'm just waiting for it to start coming out.
I think that's where like out of the gate, Sophie, it like the pronunciation of Sophie kills me. That's the one British accent that's like the tough one for you is the Sophie.
I love that so much.
And I'm always like, oh no. So yeah, like she's always like Sophie.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I was watching another show recently that had a Scottish person on that sometimes the Scottish accent is very hard for me. And I literally was listening to something yesterday and thought, oh, that's English. Like, I didn't know that. I thought I was listening to another language for a second. And then I was like, oh no, that's just a really hard Scottish accent. So I don't know. All of these people have most of these people have the very posh accents. I'm very out of the loop on cities. So like everyone in England knows like you like by where your accent.
Yeah.
Like they can be like, you're South London, you're North London, and I'm like, I have no clue. I don't remember.
Are they all in London or are they scattered throughout England? Like that's what I wasn't clear on.
Oh, all the people?
Yeah. Because it sounded like Jack was from a small town, but I don't know if he's just like from a small town or he currently lives in a small town. I wasn't clear on that.
That's a good question. I feel like they're not all from. Oh, well, sorry, I'm looking. They're not all from London.
Okay.
Although I don't know if Birmingham or Cornwall.
Cornwall, that's where Jack's from, yeah.
I don't know where that is in relation to London. So I actually have no idea. A lot of them are London. So it does look. There is a Cardiff, Wales, though. And a Perth, Scotland. Okay, now wait a minute. Someone was from Scotland. That's gotta
be Sophie then, right?
No, she didn't even make it on. We'll miss you, Neve. I don't know. I think that's how it's Neive. I will say, probably from pictures, maybe the hottest one on there didn't even make it on the show. Didn't even make a clip. I don't think. Didn't even.
What does she look like? Oh, can you put her up?
Oh yeah, let's put her up. Sorry, that's Sophie. Whoop. Pow.
Oh, she is very pretty.
Yeah, she's super cute.
Yeah.
What was wrong with her, guys? Didn't meet her match. Sorry. But yeah, she's very cute. So like, she's very attractive. And then let's see. We can do some of the other. This is just the best of the alternates. Some of the folks that didn't make it. I thought this lady, also from Scotland, super gorgeous, did not make it into a clip. What?
Oh yeah, Como. Yeah, no idea who she is.
Don't know who she is. Gorgeous. Let's see. So this is the guy. George is the guy that didn't. He might have been in a clip or two. Why is it not double clicking? Oh, there we go. George. Pow. But he just looks very just like. There's George.
Yeah.
Now here's Jordan. Both J names. Doesn't he looks pretty similar? That's
I can see that. Yeah.
But then look, and then you're like AJ, more J names. Again, beards, shortcut, top. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, there's quite a few of these folks didn't even make it. Oh, and then the one, I think I'm gonna have to call this out for the audience. I think this is gonna be a popular one. This is what I was watching it, and both of us thought this at the same time. This lady, not in the picture, but if you look in that show and you think, why is Scarlett Johansson in the background? That's her! And she looks gorgeous. She looks just like Scarlett Johansson. No screen. Like, she's got on screen, but I didn't even say her name, I don't think. Yeah. She just got shown on the couch a couple times.
Yeah, I feel like they only showed people who got engaged or very much involved in a love triangle of somebody that got engaged.
Yes. Yeah. And so,
otherwise, they didn't get any screen time.
Yeah, they're not doing the US. Like, again, and I think this is what I was saying before the show. I think they're on the season 3 arc. They haven't milked the concept as much yet. So if you look at season 3 of the US, it was still less reality TV-y, less crazy shenanigans. And so I think this could get there if they let it. Yeah. But they may just keep it classy. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. They might keep it classy. Like,
season 8, someone throws a drink, probably. I don't know. That's when you know you've jumped the shark of reality shows. If someone throws a drink in someone's face, that's the end of it. You jump the shark. You're no longer serious.
Fair. But yeah, I don't know if I see that happening on this show. Well, I don't know. Brace up. So we did watch all 4 episodes, the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
So at the end of the 4th episode, there's a preview for the rest of the season. So it does look like things get a little dicey, maybe. And I don't know. this version of it well enough to know how much of it is editing or how much of it is actually real, but it does look like there is a lot of conflict happening. Because there wasn't a ton in the pods aside, and we'll get to it obviously, from Ciara and Jack and that whole situation. There really wasn't much drama.
Yeah, that one, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about. Like that one, let's jump into the pods. Who do we want to jump into?
So we're gonna start with Taylor and Sophie.
Let's do Taylor and Sophie. We're gonna go with who got engaged. Spoiler alert, this is for the end of the pod. Spoilers. Sophie and Taylor. They seem nice.
They seem really solid. I feel like because we didn't see either of them really form a connection with anybody else, I feel like they have a really strong chance.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like the couples that kind of start off strong and are very like locked into each other from the beginning, I feel like they're more likely to make it to the end.
Yeah. I think they were pretty solid.
Yeah. I don't feel like we saw, like we saw them, they got engaged pretty quickly, I think in episode 2. And then we didn't really see them again. So don't have a lot to say about them, but they do seem like a cute couple. And I have I feel like they're this season's like boring golden couple. Yeah. Like,
I think they always set up a couple. There's always this couple that gets engaged in episode 2. And they're the ones that know they're only interested in each other. And so, they're the strong couple. We'll see if they have any actual issues, but I can't even remember a thing that triggered me to be like, I don't know about them. Like, they just okay, they seem pretty good together. Other than, I was worried. I don't know. Do you think he's not hot enough for her? She's pretty hot. Is that?
She is gorgeous, but I think he's good looking, and I think the way, and I like his personality. Like, I like that he's so sweet. Like when he gave her the necklace that reminded him of his mom. Yeah. And all that. Like, I think he was very genuine. So I feel like I see it working. I don't know. Yeah, I think they have a good shot. I mean, out of anybody on this, anybody that got engaged, I feel like they're my favorite couple to stay together. Yeah, I think they have a shot. Yeah, maybe my second favorite. I don't know, but they're pretty. Yeah, I'm looking at the couples, and now I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah. They're tied for first, I guess. With I put Jordan and Yasmin pretty high up there as well, I think. Okay. Okay. I think they seem pretty solid too. I like them. I like them as a couple. I like them a lot. They didn't I liked when she was describing her what she's been through as a child. Like, he was very just sweet about it, I feel like, and he was tearing up, and it didn't seem to faze him at all, and he was just so happy to be with her, and it was just a really sweet moment. Yeah. And I think I was worried, you always got to watch, is he gonna have a reaction, when he actually sees her? Mm-hmm. But I think he genuinely was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And, I think he actually believed it. I think he actually was, not bought. So, I guess, it's on the screen, but if you're just listening, she has vitiligo, which is a pigmentation. Basically, you lose pigmentation when you have a darker skin complexion. It's a autoimmune thing, I think. And so I actually think she has really pretty, patches, because it's basically around her eyes and then sort of around her lips and stuff. And so it gives her a really pretty look, actually. She said she used to cover it up all the time and was really embarrassed by it. And so I love that she's not like that, because I think she's gorgeous. She has she's so pretty, a gorgeous face, and she's I actually, someone also pointed out when she got teared up and stuff, that skin turned really pink, and it actually is this really pretty contrast. So it does actually, it's a really interesting, cool feature. So yeah, it sucks that she's ashamed of it. I think it's super pretty. And so I think they also he seems really sweet. She seems really sweet. Yeah. Now my concern is she's never had a relationship before. Yeah. And you're getting engaged. I did question exactly what does that mean? Because she mentioned she's not used to I watched a little bit of the honeymoon. Fast forward. Yeah. But she did mention in episode 4 that she wasn't used to sleeping with somebody else. And so I don't know if that means she's never shared a bed with somebody else, or she's lightly dated somebody else. When somebody says they have in a relationship, I'm like, what does that mean? Does that mean you've just never called it out as a relationship or boyfriend and girlfriend, but you've still dated around? Or is it that she hasn't, which is totally fine. Yeah. But
But no, I mean,
It's a lot for your first, and everything's coming at you at once.
Like, I get it, and I was like, not that there's anything wrong with it, but also like maybe do yourself a favor and don't like go straight to I'm literally living with a person if you haven't like. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious if she like. I mean, she doesn't have to go into it more, but like to me, it does. That's. I don't know. I would be pretty freaked out if someone hadn't dated anyone before and then we're like, we're probably going to get married, right? I'd be like, wait a minute. We just met. This has been 2 weeks and you're going to marry me and you've never dated anybody? That's not. You might just like me because I seem okay and like, I don't know, maybe everyone else is a psycho, but like, that's like, what's the odds that I'm the best guy? Like 1 out of 1? What are the odds? That seems really low, guys. Like we can't actually be probably the best together, can we? We don't know. But like that to me is just too much uncertainty.
Right. Yeah.
It's scary. But yeah. So,
I
don't know.
I don't know that I mean, I know it came up as a question for him a couple of times. I don't know if he really minds it that much. Again, I feel like they were kind of each other's only person. Pretty quickly. Yeah. So I feel like I have pretty high hopes for them as well. Like I'd say them and Taylor and Sophie would be my top 2 couples. Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not even the it's not the set how many have you had sex with someone thing. I'd be I'm just freaked out about the are you sure you won't even know if I kiss good or not.
Right.
You know, you don't even I could be the worst kisser and you're like, that must just be how it's like. And it's great because I love that person. And you're like, no, but what if they're really bad? Like you might want to know what's good or not. Even that's why you gotta get out there a little. I don't know. So that scares me a little. That's just personally.
Maybe she's okay with that.
Hey, some people are very different. And I have never been that way. I'm too indecisive. I gotta check out options. I gotta figure out. I gotta lay out all the details. So yeah, I don't know. I think they're very sweet together though, and
agreed.
I hope the best for them. Yeah. I think that's gonna be a struggle though, because again, I don't know. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Well, even just something as small as not used to being sharing a bed with somebody that's. So that's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but
I mean, again,
I do think they're very into each other, and they don't have to get married. They can just be in a relationship together. I don't know how taboo that is in the UK seasons compared to the American season.
That's right. In the American season, it's like your death sentence. Get out of here.
Yeah. If you don't get married, that's it.
If we don't get married, I feel like dead to me. That's the American version. In the UK, they're probably pish posh, let's just date. And then
which I think if they just dated, they'd be totally fine.
I'm like, wait a minute, what show are we watching? Reasonable people do rational things to show? That's not what we watch. This is America. Get this off my American. Get this off my American Netflix with your reasonable, rational relationships and stuff. I'm sick of it. So I don't know. We'll see how they do. I think they have a good shot. I think they seem pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think especially if they take marriage off the table and she can just be with him for a little while, I think they have a really good shot. If they start really focusing on the wedding and that they have to get married, things might fall apart there. Yeah. But I think if they're just okay, we can just date after the show, I think they've got a really good shot then.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that's that controversial. I believe I've probably said this on other episodes, but again, if you're going to do this show, that's how to do this show, is go in absolutely knowing you will not get married. You're going to do whatever drama they ask you to make it if you want. You can go as far as you want, but just plan to date because you're going to meet 15 really hot, probably pretty successful people that if you do click, you might have a good... you're meeting 15 people to really get to know them in these pods. So it's actually not a bad opportunity, but don't go psycho about it, guys. Just date after, and then if it works out, fantastic. Who cares about Nick and Vanessa? Their opinions are terrible. We don't care about them.
Or the UK version of Nick and Vanessa, who seem so sweet and gentle. I was like, who are these people?
My thing was but are they married?
Yeah, they're married.
Because I was like, at first I thought, wow, what an interesting couple. Like, I was like, wow, his vibe is like pretty cool, but like kind of alt. And then she's got this like interesting, like, I love her, like, she's got this like dark vixity look. And I'm like, these two seem cool together. And then they interact, and I was like, wait, are they?
I think they are.
So I was like, oh man, what a cool couple. So like, they seem way nicer. And honestly, well, one of them doesn't constantly drop landmines that the other one has to dodge on camera. Like, Vanessa drops like unguided missiles straight at Nick, caught like stuff that he has to be like, God, just don't say anything or I'm gonna get yelled at. But I want her to stop. She's digging a grave for herself. And like, you know, and I just saw I literally just watched something the other day where someone did an impression of Vanessa Lachey on that live episode where she was doing the when are you gonna have a baby?
The baby
was like,
I need a baby, Auntie Vanessa.
And so like it was, and it must have been an old video, but yeah, it was it was a comedian that was doing it. I was like, oh my God, I'm glad someone else pointed out. Like, it was a big deal, but yeah, like she's a little much sometimes. Vanessa gotta dial it down a little bit sometimes. Just a little bit. I'm not telling a lady what to do. You are beautiful and bold, and I love it. But sometimes you say really crazy things that people are like, hey.
Like, let's just settle into our marriage first. Let's get past the honeymoon stage.
Yeah, like, can we just, like, enjoy this a minute, please?
Yeah.
Like, also,
like, we just met 6 weeks ago or whatever the timeline is. Well,
that's the problem is, like, go enjoy your older children. You're just missing the baby stage, and that's not for me to solve. Go enjoy your 8-year-old child. Go
or have another one. Have another child.
Have another of your own. And Nick's like, shut up! Shut the fuck up! If you say that around Nick Lachey, I'll bet you, like, there's just, like, a Nick Lachey-sized hole in the wall. He's like, I am pretty sure he's made it's like you said, like, nope, we're not having more kids. I think they have 5, I think.
They have 5? I thought they had 3. They have 5?
Oh, I thought they had 5. No, do they only have 3? Maybe I'm crazy.
I thought it was just 3.
Oh, maybe she said she wanted 5.
Oh.
She only has 3. Yeah, I'll bet she needed 5. That's what she wanted. That's okay. She could have had them. But yeah, I think Nick was like, that's too much. That's too much, baby. That we're outnumbered too much. So yeah, I think that I actually really like the host couple. Man, I should have got a picture of them.
Yeah.
I don't have them. Couple.
They're very low key. They don't like, I feel like they haven't shown up at all. Like at all.
They are so much more hands off, I feel like. Did they show up at all?
They show up at honeymoons, like right before. No. I think they showed up right before.
Show up in the pods to talk to them? No? Do they?
Very rarely. I think we've seen it a couple of seasons. I think it hasn't happened every season. Okay, I feel like we've seen it.
But yeah, I feel like they're very like, hey, this is their thing. We're just facilitating. Like we're not trying to steal a show here. So, but no, they see.
Yeah.
Who do we want to pick up next?
Do we want to go Ciara and Ajay? They're the next couple to get engaged.
Yeah. We'll go with Ciara and Ajay. Good luck to them. Good seeing you guys. See ya.
I actually really like Ciara.
Really?
I did, yeah.
Also, by the way, that was not a Nazi salute. I feel like someone's going to think I did that. That was a kiss to the sky, by the way. I was trying to microphone. You got to be watching.
I feel like you're the last person that I would ever think would do a Nazi salute anyway.
Look, I take that as a compliment, because if anyone went, Neil did what? Like, the world has ended? That's a great compliment to me, because I worry ever since the Elon Musk thing that someone thinks, like, at any moment someone could...
Oh, well, as somebody who knows you decently well, I can vouch that Neil is one of the last people that would ever do that.
I don't know, man. I think she is so materialistic, and I'm like, oh no.
She is very high maintenance, but I like that she kind of just owns it. Like... she's very upfront. Like, this is what I want. This is what I expect. Like, she's not trying to hide anything. She doesn't have like any agendas. She's like, AJ asks her how she thinks about finances. She was very candid about it. I do agree that, as someone who takes a long time to get ready myself, like the guy should generally pay for the dates. And that's more in the beginning. I expected to be equal at some point, but I do think in the beginning, yeah, like I'm putting a lot of time and effort and money into whatever. So like, yeah. And I like that she was just so honest and open about it. Um,
I mean, that's fair. I don't argue with.
You can rebut me if you want.
I don't care. People can do whatever they want dating. To me, it's honestly, I don't honestly shame anyone for whatever their opinions are, because it just gives me a chance to know you're not my person to date, if that is like, if it's something that really bothers me. But like, I don't care about picking up the check. Like, I'm fine paying on most dates early on, but I think but that is not what she's saying. She's not saying, like, she's saying I expect to go have thousands of dollars of shopping trip, but here's my other thing. What does she bring to the table here? I don't know. Like, what is she providing? Being
herself?
Pretty? Well, what's he providing? Money. That's not cool. You should want to be with someone because of their self, not their bank account. And she's very abundantly clear that if your bank account is not good enough, you're not her person. And that's fine if you want to live that way. But then it's about the money and not the person, which means you're not treating... Oh, I have there's a new thing. Apparently I need to read more ethics. I was not into ethics and philosophy, but treating like cases alike is a very important ethical standard for me. And I don't think that it works because she doesn't... It's unequal. You're expecting something of someone that you're not willing to provide yourself. Seems crazy. So
I do feel like, well, yes, but I do feel like he was pretty upfront with her. Then they did have that finance conversation, and he was like, "This is where I am at life. Like, this is the way it is." And she was like, to me, she seemed okay with it. She's like, "I am looking more, like you're successful, you have ambition, you're a person," and I feel like, yes, this is what she wants. And I may be reading her wrong. That's entirely possible. But I feel like, yeah, she's like, I'm a certain way. This is what I like. But like, I like you enough that's, I don't necessarily need this stuff. This is part of who I am. This is how I dress. This is how I show up. But like, being with you is more important to me. Because she could have walked away at any point and just been like, you know what? Like,
yeah.
Because he was very upfront with her about his financial situation.
Which I assume I assume that just means he's unemployed. I believe his title is former bank associate or whatever. I was like,
yeah. Did he quit his job, you think, for Love is Blind?
That's what I'm wondering. And then and he's like, I don't know. I think he said something. He's like, he wants to figure out what he wants to do or whatever, which is great. But at the same time, I'm like, like to me. So that was my thing. She said she's okay with it. I disagree. I think she's lying her ass off.
Yeah.
She knows she's lying. Also, she knows she's lying. I'm pretty good at telling she's not. She doesn't think that. I have really high hopes for her. I don't. She's a terrible person, and I don't think she's going to change. I think he's just kind of a dude bro and doesn't... Yeah. I don't know what any of these people talk about, because I only talk about super neurodivergent weird So, like, I'm not a normal person, so people shouldn't use me as a barometer for anything. I've figured it out. Unless you're a weirdo, don't listen to me. But if you're a weirdo, listen to me and maybe try my things out, because it's great for weirdos. But for like regular people, usually I don't think it's for them. So, But yeah, I'm like, no. I don't want to think if I lose my job, there's a good chance the person leaves me.
Well, and no, but that's what I'm saying. She could have left. She could have just been like, you're not settled. You don't know what you want yet. I'm not looking for that. I want someone who's settled their career and like more stable. It's like, she could have said that. And she might still say that later in the season. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, but what she said was, what she means is, yeah. But you had a really fancy, rich finance job before, so you're going to get another one of those eventually, right? And make millions.
But that's not guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not guaranteed at all.
Neither is her sleeping with you. It's contingent on you having enough money to impress her. That's her whole thing. So, yeah, I think she's just, like, I get owning your value and owning your worth and all of that, and saying, like, I take all this time to get ready and stuff, like, that's fine. But if you say that 5 years into a relationship, I'm like, get the out of my, okay, well, then get the out of our house. Get your own and do your own. I'm done. Like, I'm just not going to pamper someone forever, because I don't feel like those people that need to be pampered ever return the favor, ever. I've never seen one of these people be truly caring and, like, take care of the person when they're sick or, like, actually help them. They just get avoidant and run. That's my that I read her as super shallow and avoidant and going to run. She wants the attention and she wants to be treated like a princess, but the response can't be, well, the thing you get is my presence for your money. I'm like, okay, well, then my presence should be enough. And if it's not, fuck off.
Yeah.
If you don't like me enough without money, you don't like me enough. So get by someone else. Ain't gonna be this guy. Like, that's why.
I mean, if that is the case, then yes, I agree with you. I think I'm projecting some of myself onto her because, like, I'm pretty high maintenance. I don't think I'm going to abandon somebody or, like, become avoidant all of a sudden. That's not my personality.
You're also not on a reality TV show trying to get married, so, like,
fair.
I think the type of person.
Also a real person.
You're also an actual person. Exactly. That's the thing. I think she reads to me as the typical US person. Like, there's like 3 or 4 of her on any US season where I'm like, like Sparkle Meg.
And maybe that's it for me, because I'm like, oh, she's British, so I'm overlooking.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of
like, you're like, oh, she can get away with it because she sounds classy saying that. It sounds, I get it. Yeah,
you get it.
You get a lot of leeway with a British accent in America.
Yeah.
Like, if a British person could be, that's why they said, I think that's why they wrote that into the Constitution. You got to be a national born American to be president, because they said, well, those British people come over here, they're going to have that slick accent. We're just going to we're going to hire them right back in. We're going to have a king again. We got to ban the accent. You got to be born here. But yeah, they all had British accents here anyway at the time. Well, a mix anyway. But yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm digging her too hard. Maybe I'm a jerk, but I don't feel like she has very good intentions overall. And I think he's going to get screwed when he doesn't. I don't know. When he doesn't have money.
I guess we'll see. We got to talk about Jack, because he was a big part of this relationship.
Oh, Jack. Jack himself. Jack. I describe Jack as weaponized ADHD. That's my whole description of this man.
Do you want to elaborate?
Oh, he literally has terrible, terrible habits. He has a terrible habit of doing he says he's I have no impulse control and I blame it on ADHD. And guess what? I'm ADHD as hell. Unfortunately, people go, oh, you got good grades in school, so you couldn't be ADHD, right? Nope, that's not true. There's very many ways you can get around that. But yes, I'm ADHD as hell. And yes, do I have impulse control things and want to say things? Or just be crazy sometimes? Sure. But that doesn't mean you do those things. Or just not try to remember or know things. Like, so his big deal, do we want to jump right to the drama?
Yeah, let's just jump into it. Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. So bigger question there's a meta question and the drama. The drama is he was talking to Ciara.
Faye. Oh, Ciara, yeah.
First, and she said something about not being sure if he was into her enough, because he's an F-boy. That's his thing.
Well, so Ciara, he said early on, Ciara was his number 1. He has said that multiple times. Faye was his number 2.
Yeah.
I think when Ciara was kind of like, he could sense she was hesitating a little bit.
Yeah.
He kind of forced the question on her, like, where do I stand? Yeah. I don't recall her saying, you're my number 1. I do agree with her that. I don't think she said that.
She didn't.
I don't know if he just misinterpreted it or he's straight up lying.
Yeah. This is 100% a case of a man or person. This does happen vice versa, but not often, because I feel like women don't do it as often. A man just totally heard what he wanted to hear out of what the word. She very carefully selected her words. She said, "You've been at the top," and he meant that meant number one. She meant around the top.
Yeah.
And so she meant you're in the top 1 or 2 or 3 probably. He took it as I'm your number 1. And then he was going to write something for her. Then he gets a weird vibe, has a great date with Faye, and then that night writes something for Faye instead of Ciara because he's going to break up with her because he's like, just go with it. Like, you don't want me enough.
But he's still not 100% sure he's going to break up with her. He just like felt more inspired by Faye at this point. Like, he's still, at this point, when he's writing stuff for Faye, I don't think he knows what he wants still. He's just like, oh, I want to write something for Faye instead. Which, did they even read what he wrote? Did he even read what he wrote to her? Do we even know what he wrote?
Yeah, it was sweet, I guess. But I don't know, it was kind of generic. It was just like, I don't even know if he said it was a poem, technically. I think it was just it was like a little paragraph or something. I don't remember exactly what he said. It wasn't that. So
wasn't that deep?
Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh, when you talk to me, I don't know. It's like I feel like I don't know what it was. It was something like he was inspired.
Is he a poet? Does he think he's a poet? Because like, who goes off and says like, I'm going to write something for you tonight?
Oh, no, but here's the thing where I'm like, this guy, like, you can tell. Look, do what you want, but I just can't take people seriously who have never thought for a second in their life. And Jack doesn't think at all. He is pure act. Just act. And he literally said to her, I've never written down my thoughts before, and it was really helpful for me to like sit down and think and actually write something instead of just being a ADHD nut who needs to be on an iPad doom scrolling 12 hours a day. Like, get over, like, be a person. Like, think a thought. Don't just live in your dumbass world of jackass or whatever. And it's not like, I don't know. I'm really harsh, but I'm also really harsh because I'm like, if I deal with it and I have to be a normal person, you do too. Sorry. Like, but like,
he does seem very chaotic, like the way he was just going back and forth and like so sure about Ciara, like what, after day 1, like so sure she was number 1. And then, just very kind of like, because I feel like other people have connections early on, they might feel strongly, but they're not announcing it to the whole lounge. Like, this person's my number 1.
That's why I'm saying his impulse control. He comes back every date. He comes back. Like, it was just, like everyone else comes back and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that guy's fun, but I'll tell you what, no one likes that guy 24 hours a day. I've been that guy before, and they don't like it. Being that excitable, people will hate you eventually. Trust me, they do. I only do this on the podcast because I get away with it. It's my space. But otherwise, people like that. But so the only thing that made me think, does he actually have, like, more of a, look, I'm not as severe as other people. Some people are way more ADHD. But, like, when he said Fran instead of Faye to Ciara, when he was like, I'm actually into Fran. And I was like, I didn't even see him on. Cameras never showed him on a date with Fran. And I was like, is he also talking to Fran? Or does he, like, so then I thought.
Is he even aware that there's a Francesca on the show? Because I'm not even sure.
That was my thing. It'll be a you. If I was assuming he meant Francesca, maybe, but if it was like an old girlfriend or something, then you're doomed. Like, then get out of there, Faye. If he just said Fran because he dated a Fran before and he's mixing it up in his head, or I'm like, I don't know, maybe he just does. Maybe his brain is like, I just said the wrong name because my brain misfires, which does happen. So like, maybe he's got a little more of a like maybe ADHD is a little worse for him, but I'm like, dial it down, bro. It's because you're not reining it in. You don't have you don't want to. You're just being wild to be wild. And so, I think he's not super serious. I don't know, but is it offensive? Like Ciara tried to make it out like he said he was going to write something for me, and then he wrote it for you, so it doesn't mean anything. Or was he inspired and was like, well, I don't want to write about you. I want to write about her, and then now you're offended.
I think he doesn't have a lot of, I think he just felt inspired by Faye. He had a great date with her and he was like, oh, maybe she's the one. And in his head, he's like he's just like a little rotisserie chicken, just rotating
it's just
whoever's in front of him, it's like object permanence. Whoever's in front of him at the moment, like that's who he's into. And like he had a great day with Faye, so all of a sudden she's the one. Now she's the one he wants to write about.
Yeah.
And Ciara, I think their connection is getting a little iffy, and so he was like, oh, this one looks better. I'm just gonna look over here instead.
That's not great either, though. Like, oh, I got kind of pushback. Instantly I knew I was wrong, and this is right, and this is my person. I was like, again, not the best way to go about things. I don't know. The object permanence, though, is a good point. I'll bet you he has serious object permanence issues. So,
yeah.
Sorry, bud. I don't want to be super crazy. Like, I don't want to be a jerk to people out there. Like, if you are neurodivergent as hell, also, I apologize if you're offended. But sometimes you just can't give into it all the time. That's the problem. I feel like he just gives into it. And then anyone who says it in not a joking way seems to weaponize it. Like Marissa, who was like, I have ADHD, so I have to interrupt you in conversations. And I'm like, nope, that's not how that works. Like, that is not how that works. And so I feel like he's one of those guys who's like, I have that, so that's why I can't settle down or pay attention ever or remember your name. And I'm like, yeah, that's not great, bud. Like, use your frontal cortex to limit your lizard brain for like a little bit. Just a little bit. That's why I think journaling will help him. So he should journal. I think he's just not ever applied himself to trying those things. And sometimes you try those things and you go, wow, I actually do kind of like this. So, hey, good for him. At the same time, he's definitely going to cheat on Faye. I think he's just a dirtbag who's going to cheat on her eventually when he gets distracted or bored.
I don't see. So I do think Ciara did have a valid reason for being concerned about him. She did take that back to the women's lounge, and she did express her concerns to Faye. I don't know. I did go a little bit back and forth in my head. Was because I was like, is this Ciara, not wanting anybody else to have Jack, or is she genuinely concerned for Faye?
It didn't feel
might be a little bit of
genuine
both.
Concern. I think she wanted to cause trouble. I don't think she had a lot of love lost that he didn't pick her or that Jack I think also, let's be real. Jack's a chef. They don't make any money. Even super famous ones are notoriously poor for most of their lives, unless you get a Food Network contract. You're poor usually, even great chefs with amazing restaurants. And so she can't keep up with that budget. AJ might, if he gets a good enough job and wants to do that. But again, so I was like, why do you want to be with Jack? Unless he's independently wealthy, then why are you even considering him? Because he's just gonna be now I'm gonna be a painter. Now I'm gonna be a musician. And then he just does 50,000 things. So I don't know. I just feel like I don't think he was going to be what she wanted.
Well, I think part of it too is I think she went into that last conversation with him thinking she was going to break things off with him when he kind of started. Yeah. And she's like, no, actually I'm breaking up with you. Not the other way around.
There are people though that get stuck in instead of being like, oh, you're going to break up with me? Yeah, go ahead. Great. I don't have to do any of the work. Great. Great. Okay, buddy. See ya. And then you're like, bye. I love you for doing that for me. I don't have to do any of the work. Yeah, don't be never be wait a minute, I'm breaking up with you. Just be great. You don't like me? Awesome. I hate you. See ya. And then you just leave. You don't have to deal with it. And it's great. Just leave it alone. So I think that didn't help her. But
no, so I did question that a little bit. But ultimately, he goes out. He has another date or two with Faye. He clears the air on his end as to why he decided to write about Faye instead of Ciara.
It
It was so fast. It was I mean, maybe it was like a lot longer than what they showed, but it seemed like just really fast that she was like, because it seemed like the next date she was like all set and she was like, okay, I'm good.
So I worry because she's like, oh, I was in a really traumatic relationships and then I didn't date anyone for 10 years. And that was since 18.
Yeah.
That's like, again, a good chunk of time. And again, jumping straight into a marriage. We already talked about it. Straight out of that instead of just dating some. And this is not a good pattern. She's like, I had a traumatic relationship. Blah, 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 blah. This guy is the happy-go-lucky, fun-time guy that's gonna screw you over.
Yeah, I don't have much faith in them making it.
I think she was traumatized and needs probably someone who's more mature than Jack, for sure.
Yeah, they just don't like seem on such different levels to me. Like he just, she just seems so calm and like together, and Jack is just like all over the place.
I know. I realized a couple pictures don't have what they do. What does she do? Oh, executive assistant. Okay. I was like, what is she? Because, she seems very serious and like, down to earth, calm. She's gorgeous. Like this guy wins the lottery. And then, I feel like he's just going to screw her over. I can't. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, I think like someone like Jack is like, he gets with someone like Faye, who's like, let's be real, is a little bit out of his league. And I think when guys like that, like get in relationships with somebody like that, their thought isn't like, oh my God, I am with this amazing person. I do everything I can to keep them. I think their thought is, well, I got her. What else can I get?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or someone.
And I think this is going to be one of these situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The minute he gets hit on, he's like, wait a minute.
I was on Love is Blind and now all these girls want to date me. So
well, exactly, right? And like because and look, no offense to him, but again, no offense to him. You can live your life however you want and you can be like bouncing around, having fun, great for you. But if the person you're trying to convince to be with you seems serious and wants to settle down or whatever, I just don't see it for him. I feel like the minute some hot lady hits on him at a club, he's gonna be like, oh my God, I gotta do it because he's gonna convince himself that they have the big but my connection is so much more because he's again not thinking. He's only
because that's the same thing he did with Ciara and Faye. Like he was in on Ciara, honed in on her very strongly. Then all of a sudden it was like, now it's Faye. So like, I could see him very easily, especially after the show. He's gonna get a lot of attention when he goes out.
Of course he is. He's an attractive guy, and he's fun as hell. I bet he would be the funnest hang in the world. I'll bet he's hilarious and funny and wild, and you're like,
he's very charming. Like I could see him like easily. Like he's very charming.
Yeah, he's got it going on. He knows what he's doing. But I'm also like, but don't be tricked by him. Like, don't let him fool you. There's nothing There's nothing extra underneath. It's just
also. Can we talk about this man's wardrobe? Just saying.
I'm glad you pointed it out because I was wondering if I was the only one who, during the proposal, thought, "What the is this guy wearing?"
I was like, you couldn't even
the proposal.
Yes, like so. The proposal is one thing. Yeah, the proposal itself is one thing. He was wearing like khaki shorts and a linen shirt, whatever. Okay, fine. You're not seeing the person, but when you're actually meeting Faye for the first time, why are you just like wearing an untucked shirt and like? It's just like a shirt.
On.
Yeah, and like a polo shirt. Like he's just going to brunch.
I was dumbfounded. I was like, "What are you doing, dude?"
Like, did he just not pack the right wardrobe for this show? Like, they couldn't get him his suit.
Some of those guys, they get those suits there, right? Because some of those guys are wearing real nice suits that are look pretty custom. I feel like they have.
So if you get them there and he had the choice and he turned it down,
he chose that from wardrobe.
Oh dear! Then nobody stopped him.
Honestly, I think maybe not. Maybe they do bring their own clothes. But if that then I would feel bad. Like he just didn't have a suit. But at the same time, they would have given him a suit. They give them money to there's no way, right? We'll have to Google it later. We should fact check these facts, but. that to me, I agree, appalled. I was like, dude, ask them to give you a suit. Like,
I was just like, here she is in this gorgeous gown, and like,
she was,
and like, you show up in a polo shirt. Like, seriously, like, you couldn't make an effort for this, like, and the rest of the time, wear your polo shirt. That's fine. But like, this is a big, important day. And like, literally every guy is in a suit. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, maybe we'll do this. Maybe we talked about doing the sub-series. How did the bar get this low? This is an example. This guy's on television. And he's like, I don't care. I'm a cash dude. I'm super cash, guys.
That's great. Then be casual every other day. Like, whatever. But like, the day you're meeting your fiance on the show and you're getting engaged, like, you can put a little more effort. You can at least tuck in your shirt, have a belt, something. Like, maybe you don't need a 3-piece suit, but like, something.
It wasn't even tucked. That's, again, I didn't even think about that. It wasn't even tucked in.
Yeah.
That's a slap in the face.
Yeah, if I was her, I'd be like, what? What happened?
How did that not result in a slap in the... She should be like, no. Just like Mrs. Doubtfire, that loser or something. I don't know, man. But yeah, like, that was. So that's the thing, right? That's where I get a real problem with people that are like, hey, guys don't have, look, you don't have to be super crazy, but look, you're literally meeting the person you think you might marry for the first time. You've never seen them before. You're going to wear an untucked polo shirt.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You can put effort in. Like, yeah, I do think maybe they tell them ahead of time. We'll have to Google this, obviously, but I do think ahead of time, they're like, here's the list of packing stuff that you need. And
they know they know they're gonna get engaged and meet if they get engaged. They know they're meeting, right?
So the only way this works maybe is if he was given a packing list and he was like, just didn't pack it because he didn't think it was going to work out for him. Who knows?
Could be.
But like, can you borrow a suit from somebody else? Like, they're all sharing, you know, I don't know. Like, can't somebody?
I'm gonna find out if they have wardrobe. I'm gonna go berserk on this guy.
I really hope these two get to wedding day because I just want to see what he attempts to wear.
I don't even want to know.
I don't know if they're going to make it that far. I don't have a lot of faith in them.
I don't think they're going to make it.
No, they should not make it. Faye deserves better.
Yeah. Also, I think
Jack just needs to go be Jack.
I don't think she needs to be married. I think she should go out with a nice person and see if that works out. And if it doesn't, great. And then meet another nice person, see if that works out. And then until he meets the person, and then he needs to just settle down for like 1 second and be like, breathe, dude. Rein it in.
He just needs to go be Jack. He just needs to go to the club and just be himself. It's fine. Yep.
I know. Just have fun.
Fall in love and fall out of love even out. Like, that's fine.
I don't know. I just know I watch a lot of cooking shows. And I'm just saying the dirt you hear on like the restaurant scene and all these like cooks and stuff that are all like young and hip and hot. It's all just screwing each other over and like drama. And it's just so like, don't get mixed up in that, guys. Don't get mixed up in that restaurant scene. I don't know. That's just what I hear. I hear a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I worked in a restaurant for years. I was a server, and like.
Oh, was it always just? Yeah, I just heard like.
Oh, it was so much happening. Like, I wasn't even part of most of the stuff because I couldn't even. I wasn't cool enough, I don't think, to be part of the restaurant crew. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Ciara and Ajay. I don't know if they'll make it either. Maybe I put them in maybe right now. I need to see more.
They might.
I need to see more.
I kind of didn't like AJ as much to start because I feel like he kind of just seems like the typical douche who's like, yeah, as a basketball player and a banker, dude. Like, he's just like finance dude, bro, athlete. But he seems like a very kind, nice guy.
Yeah.
So, like, he seems nice and cool, so I kind of don't want him to get screwed over, but I really worry for him. I worry for him. I think eventually, though, there will be pressure for him to make tons and tons of money. If he doesn't, that she will leave him. Eventually. Like, that's why ambition is she's like, but I don't care if you're poor now, but if it's forever, I'm at it. And I'm like, that's fine, but I don't want that. I never want that. I don't want that responsibility. Get at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I put them in the maybe category. I just need to see more episodes with them. I don't feel as strongly about them as I do Taylor and Sophie and Jordan and Yasmin. Like, I feel maybe we're stronger about those two, but
our two last couples are really interesting ones because I literally don't know how to feel about either of them. One for very different reasons. Do we do Cuba and Ryan? Or
yeah, let's do Cuba and Ryan.
Joseph?
They have a lot in common. I will say that.
Oh,
they are like two peas. I feel like, yeah.
Okay, I think they get along well. I
Yeah.
think they make a pretty good I feel like they make a good couple, but I'm like, is there something I'm missing? Like, what goes wrong here?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if like
there's
he's
something
too spiritual. Like he's looking like I don't know if he's one of those people that play. Yeah.
Because
but they seem to have a lot in common. Like very, very similar personalities, very similar interests, which
so he's a
does align well for
speaker / entrepreneur. He gives me motivational speaker vibes. That's a little bit of a turnoff, and I don't. That's it. Like all I know is he is I think a motivational speaker, and so then I'm kind of like, they all seem culty to me.
Yeah, it does. But she's in that scene as much as he is, it seems like. I mean,
so she's into the spiritual scene. And I don't know, maybe he is a spiritual, I don't know. I don't want to dig on the guy. I don't know what he speaks about, but he does seem very, I don't know. So it seems like they get along well. I don't know. She seems super sweet. She's super cute. He's really attractive. I'm like, I don't know.
He's like one of the more attractive guys on this season.
I know. He's actually really like conventionally.
I mean, all the guys are attractive, but I feel like
I think they're all like this show. Just they don't even care. They're like, I don't even care with diversity of hotness. I mean, there's diversity in everything else. Great.
Yeah.
Hotness only tens. Like there might be like an 8.5 on one of these guys isn't the best, and then everyone else is just drop dead. It's crazy. So like clearly. So but no, I think I don't know. They go well together. They're both into. I do feel like he's a little. I guess to start, I didn't know if it was disengaged, but I think he might just be calm. He's one of those like, mellow people.
I mean, he was meditating right before he met her, so I think he's very calm. He's the opposite of Jack. He's the anti-Jack.
That's exactly. And so I think it works. I don't know. I don't have anything bad to say. I think I'm waiting for drama.
Yeah, and there might be drama. According to the previews, it looks like there's drama, but again, don't know if that's a red herring. I don't know.
Like sometimes you never know from the cuts, and I'm always wrong. Every time I'm like, wait, this might actually be a really good one, and then that's the fake one, and then they don't show any or I'm like, oh, that scene, I did not interpret that as an actual. So like I'm always wrong.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think so. We'll see. We'll see what drama comes up. For the rest of the season, we'll do honeymoon next. I don't know. I think we're gonna do honeymoon, or do we just want to? We might just do anyway. We'll talk about that. Let's talk about how the sausage was made later, I guess. We might do honeymoons and then couples, or we'll just do couples. Maybe we'll just do couples anyway.
So Francesca, Joseph, and Chevanique.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She is the only person I think we saw this season who, like, we saw her, but she's not part of a final couple.
Yes. And why did she do it? Why she got to do it? Like, I'm choosing someone else, and then she fights for the guy. If they've chosen someone else, just let them go, man. Just let them go. Never fight.
I think she thought, also, but maybe she was just like, I got to shoot my shot. I got to know I did everything I could.
Sure.
So I can walk away from this experience and knowing that I tried. Because the last thing you want to do is have any regrets. So maybe she was just like, I'm going to just put all my cards on the table and see what happens. Because at the very least now she knows the outcome. Yeah. It'd be worse, I think, to always wonder, what if I just said this, that, or the other.
Actually, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know if early on they're not sure that amount, maybe it's not a good fit.
It did make him think for a second, for sure. It did put him on his, but I think
he seemed so, every time either of them kept saying something nice to him, he was like, it was like paining him so much. Like one of them would be like, "But I think we're so good, and because of this and stuff." And he's like, "Oh, they're making good points. I just like he wants it so he just so badly wants them to stop and be like, no, we're broken up." But like he's just like, "Oh, why you gotta make it so hard?" I get the feel. I've been in that position before. It sucks, but I don't know. It's not usually a great sign for one of the people. But I don't know. Joseph is the token God is my guy or girl. There's always one super religious person that's their big thing. That's his big thing. They both, Francesca and Chevanique, both seem very religious though, so that wasn't a competing factor. Why did he choose? I don't remember what his justification was for one over the other necessarily.
I think Francesca he felt more like connected to. I think Chevanique he felt more of like a friend vibe, and kind of like she wasn't. It took her longer to be vulnerable with him, whereas Francesca was able to get more quicker. So who knows if Chevanique had like been able to do that, what would have happened? Like, because he even said that, but which is kind of sucks. Like, he shouldn't have said that. Like, if you're breaking up with someone, don't put that in their head. Like, oh, if only like you'd done this differently, maybe things would have been different. No, just let her go.
Don't do that.
Just don't do that. Yeah, just be like, you're not the one, and just like let her go, clean break, so she can move on. Like, don't make her ruminate every little thing where she's like, oh God, if I done this different, that different. Like, that's just
that's probably only it's gonna only make it worse for her too if she's the one. Chevanique especially, who's like, hey man, actually think about it. I think this is good, and I get it. Like if you meet someone that's really great and you're like, I'm gonna fight for that. Like it doesn't always not go well. So that's true. Sometimes you can, but like, be ready.
But like, don't put that. Like, don't let her like go spend the rest of her.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Like, just feel like you're
awesome.
not the one.
I like Chevanique was awesome. Man, she's
both girls seemed awesome. Like, I think that's why he had such a hard time deciding between the two, because I think they were both. Yeah, they're both beautiful. Well, he didn't know that, obviously, but they're both like, and I mean, as much as that, like, because I think in recent seasons of Love is Blind USA, obviously they show them in the lounge, but like they've kind of made this unspoken rule the last few seasons that they're not going to talk about their connections with anybody.
Yeah.
And this season they're all out there in the UK one, and they know who's dating who kind of, and they're overhearing conversations. And I applaud them for not making it so much messier, because they were just like,
I know it was brutal though. Some of those scenes, it was but for the grace of British etiquette that didn't like there were times that I was straight up like, what are they talking? Like they're right there. What are you doing? And then
but they were all so calm about it. They're like, okay, that's fine. Like nobody was like getting upset.
I know. I was watching the US version. I feel like that would have been a slap foot. Crazy, but the guys, you never know.
The hair extensions would have been coming out the US season, but this season they're just like,
I was like, what are they doing? There was so much of it, and then I applaud them for God. I gotta figure out how to mute. I do not know how to mute on this, but I'm gonna cough really loud.
So I did love his reaction, if we want to go to that, of when he first sees Francesca, because he was like, wow, 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 and also wow, wow, wow. I thought. It was an amazing reaction. Very probably the reaction you want to get from somebody when you're seeing them for the first time.
I think he was genuinely dumbfounded. He was just like, whoa, look at this lady in front of me, which is, I love that. I love a good jaw drop moment where someone's like, whoa.
Yeah, like this is what I get to be with. Yeah, I thought that was really sweet.
I think actually almost, not even almost, I think everyone's meeting and kissing, I didn't notice anyone who was like, who I literally thought
there were no Jimmy moments this season of like Jimmy. What the happened. No Jimmy.
That's right.
Jimmy is a US trope only. He's not
uniquely United States.
He doesn't belong in the UK.
He's a uniquely United States phenomenon.
Can he also like have a position to get Jimmy on the UK version of this show? Because that would just be hilarious.
You know what? I don't know how much it would cost us, but I am willing to raise money to get Jimmy on UK Traders. Just imagine him trying to actually like dupe people and not just date people like a moron. Like,
Yeah.
imagine him on a mystery game being an idiot to himself and others. That's comedy gold, people. Get him on the show. Yeah, I want to see Jimmy in England.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That it just needs to be a series. Jimmy goes to England and just his little adventures.
His commentary. Look, he's gonna do this and make millions, and then we're not gonna get any of a cut of it. But God bless him. I think if he just did a travel blog going around having Jimmy thoughts about all of the stuff he sees and experiences, I don't think I could be compelled not to watch it. I'd have to watch it because he says the most outrageously stupid things that he's literally harming himself. And you're like, do you know what you're doing? And he's like, nah, man, I don't know.
I've never seen anyone self-sabotage herself so much.
And do it so cluelessly. He just has no idea he's doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sir, I don't know how you've made it this far without falling into a well or a volcano, or like of anyone that's going to just fall into a volcano. It's that guy. You're like, how did Jimmy die? Fell into a volcano. That's right. Like, how did that happen?
And it wasn't an active volcano. There was
exactly. Exactly. Like, you're like, how did that even? Yeah. So anyway. So I do think, the reactions all were very positive. So I think that was a good sign. And very sweet. But like, I think these guys, I think they have a good shot. I mean, I don't know. I actually didn't watch the preview drama, so I stopped a little before. So I didn't actually watch those. So if there was drama, I don't know about it yet. I'll finish.
I can't remember if there was drama with them. There's a drama with a couple of them, but I don't remember if they were one of the ones. I could see them making it potentially.
I didn't.
I take that back. There is drama with Francesca and Chevanique in the previews. I do take that back.
So that's what I was wondering. Like, honestly, this is a season where you really got to worry about like meeting those other people at that mid-season party. This is one of those seasons where like everyone's so hot, like the people they gave up, they're gonna be like, like I gotta get, like I want to go for that guy. And so
they need a pool party ASAP for this season.
That's right. This is the season. So like the casting, great job here. I just feel really bad. Oh, they did my favorite moment. We got one. I was really worried the UK was not on board for embarrassing their contestants when they're being too extra. But we got one. I believe it was Chevanique with the little mini fan. It was the moment, remember there was the one guy one year that was putting the eye drops in to pretend cry.
Yes.
And then this time when she was like, I just can't, I need this. She was like, she said something and it was very funny the way she said it. And then she just picks up a fan and starts being like, like, so the editor was like, we're gonna have we gotta give one funny moment of someone like after they gave a really serious, because I think it was right after she was like talking about getting broken up with, and then she's like, I gotta get this fan. And I'm like, that's kind of,
I was like, why is it so hot in there?
Well,
Where
also,
are they?
Well, I don't know when it was filmed.
I guess England was going through a little bit of a heat wave. Well, I don't know if this was filmed.
So but that was the problem, right? Is because the heat like the UK is so not used to that level of heat, they don't have air conditioning at all in many places, and that's what it makes it so much more dangerous. Is when it does heat up, it's super bad. It's like when you get heat waves like in Chicago where there's not air conditioning everywhere. So I don't, but I thought that was funny. I love when the editors put a little cheeky moment in there, a little singer. So that was fun. That was a little fun moment. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a fun season. I'm definitely excited to watch more.
For sure.
What we're gonna cover. So we have 8 episodes total before next freaking Wednesday, which is I'll get this out probably today, so like this will be fresh. But the final 2 episodes I think drop next week or this week coming on Wednesday, and then maybe there's a reunion the week after. I haven't checked that actually.
I think that's right. I think there's 2 more episodes in reunion. So
we probably aren't gonna get to you guys like any stuff on like we might start doing couples before the finale, but I don't think we're gonna do the finale is gonna happen probably. We're gonna be a little delayed, but that's okay. So is there anything we have left? Because I think we covered it pretty good.
I think we covered everything. I'm excited to see the rest of the season, how this plays out.
I know. I really want to see what happens. I'm really excited for the mid-season twist, assuming they keep that party standard.
There is definitely a party. I don't know if it's a pool party, but there's definitely like a bar scene.
Well, anytime
situation happening.
I feel they always have to do it. They can't cut that out now. It's the biggest drama.
No.
So I'm very excited for that.
It's very much part of the show. Yeah.
We'll see if there's any honeymoon. Oh, that's the other one. My other prediction is the only dynamic that might really save Faye is the mommy super hyper child pairing that seems to happen, like that one lady that the guy was cheating on her and like went and left the phone in the car a couple seasons ago.
Oh, Laura and Jeremy.
And like, you know how she was like sometimes the really straight-laced person likes a goofy person until that person's goofy all the time and has absolutely no filter, which he does not. And so I'm wondering if she's just going to be like, do you stop being an idiot for a second? So she might get saved by that. But I do think that's a common trope that seems to happen on this show a lot, and it does happen in real life a lot as well. And it doesn't always go great. If the person, it depends. The person really has to have any self-control and to not do it constantly. And so, that might save her, but I think it's going to be a fun season. We'll be back to you with some more coverage coming soon. And then, of course, we'll probably just do couples all together. Like each couple, we'll do a breakdown, watch through episode 8, and then we're going to do probably a finale/wedding, and then a reunion episode. So probably just 4 blocks this time. Let's try to simplify. So I think that's the plan. You guys are excited. Let us know if you have any feature updates. If you'd like to ask questions, or if you're listening and think you have questions, we could also actually take live calls because I've engineered a system to do that as well. But leave us comments, or if you have questions you'd like to talk about, or have us give us opinions on things, give our opinion on things, let us know. Comments, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Is Love Blind Pod.
We're on everything. We're out there.
That's right. We're out there. And we're getting them clicks. I don't know. YouTube changed the freaking way they count it anyway. So yeah, check us out. Follow us, subscribe, give us a like on our videos or shorts if you like one. I think it's funny. That always helps us out. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, man, all over the place. So we're going to be back with hard-hitting Love in the UK. Love is Blind. In this case, it didn't have to be. They're all hotties. So we're going to catch up with you next time at the drama of Love is Blind UK Season 3. I'm Neil. I'm here with my co-host, Chevy.
Bye, everyone.
We'll see you next time.